I'm Sudharshana, be a third year student at CIT Chennai. The theme I have chosen to address is Order Busters Cooperative Limited, a challenge centered on knowledge capturing AI system. In every company, there is a veteran who has a lot of experience. Over the time, they have built their own ways of thinking and jargon. That kind of tacit knowledge isn't stored anywhere. So we have two big problems. First, how do we actually capture those unwritten rules and instincts that makes experts so effective? And the second, once we have captured them, how do we make that knowledge usable? Not just for training new stuff, but for answering everyday questions. What feels so obvious to a Japanese expert might not make sense to an Indian newcomer, and small differences in language or communication style can create big gaps. Takumi Twin is a multi-agent AI framework that captures and preserves the tacit knowledge hidden in meetings, calls, training sessions. It combines speech to text with accent adaptation and speaker diarization to capture who said what, while OCR and vision models extract diagrams and slides linking what's shown to what's spoken. So this information is fused into a hybrid multimodal knowledge graph powered by embeddings and casual reasoning to capture not just facts but the logic behind decisions. A glossary module bridges Japanese, English terms, and socially interactive agents act as digital twins of experts probing for unspoken rules and filling the gaps with targeted micro interviews. All the outputs are validated by humans with version control system for trust and compliance. For the end user, it becomes a secure real-time AI mentor that accelerates onboarding, supports decision making, and safeguards organizational wisdom. So coming to the architecture diagram of this system, we start with the data sources. Takumi Twin doesn't ask companies to change how they work. It plugs directly into what's already there. So we have millions of KTs, Teams or Zoom calls, chat, email threads, whiteboard sketches, video demos, and SOP manuals in SharePoint. Then we extract those and we give it to the perception layer. Here, the speech to text with accent adaptation and speaker diarization is always taken care. It captures who said what, while OCR and vision models read slides and diagrams, and video analysis tags actions. All of this is aligned to a single unified timeline. The next is extraction and knowledge construction layer. So here the agents will build a multimodal knowledge graph by segmenting these transcripts, extracting key terms. It creates a glossary and reconstructs the process flows. Instead of just storing raw notes, it turns them into structured and searchable intelligence. At the core is the dynamic knowledge graph and semantic memory layer. Think of it as a living map of expertise. Graph databases capture relationships while these vector embeddings store the meaning of text. Together, they enable hybrid retrieval technique. So if someone asks, how do I restart this machine after an error? The system retrieves both the workflow steps and the past expert context. On top of that, reasoning and coaching agents make it interactive. The system gives real-time feedback if someone misuses a term, skips a safety step, or looks confused. And there is an additional gap hunter agent. It will ask targeted questions to fill the missing spots in the knowledge graph, and the digital twin mentor answers how would the expert do all those steps. Finally, everything is wrapped in governance. Experts review and approve outputs in a dashboard with the version control system and compliance guardrails built in. Privacy is preserved with encryption and role based access so organizations can trust the system. For the end user, it's beautifully simple. A secure AI mentor living on your screen, which is ready to guide you in real time, which accelerates onboarding and preserves the critical know how. Start with one domain. We have to validate quickly and then scale across offices and industries. So, this modular agent based design makes it easy to add new domains or languages without disruption. And the costs are pretty predictable, a one time backlog processing, and then we can do efficient batch and streaming updates. And it's culturally viable. So, we have multilingual glossary support for Indo Japan terms, plus enterprise grade security, encryption, and human in the loop validation to ensure trust. Think of this in real numbers. A role that normally takes 6 months to onboard can now be ready in just 3 months. That's like saving months of lost productivity. Day to day, employees waste over 100 minutes just searching for answers. Takumi Twin makes that faster. So instead of digging through folders, they just get straight to work. And senior experts no longer gets interrupted with the same repetitive questions, freeing them to focus on high value problems. And because the system mentors people in real time, engagement goes up. Just like how a personal coach keeps you motivated, Takumi Twin keeps employees confident and connected. This is where Takumi Twin really shines in India-Japan partnership. Even the name Takumi harnesses Japan's culture of master craftsmanship and precision. What I'm building is the perfect synergy, using India's strength in AI and software development to preserve and share Japan's operational excellence with the world. It's not about translation. It captures the hidden context behind Japanese decisions. That's why, not just the what, and makes it clear and accessible for Indian terms. And coming upon to my personal connection with Japan, It wasn't through research papers, but through childhood. Watching Shinchan after school and Naruto late at night, these stories weren't just cartoons. They planted seeds of resilience, humor, and the belief that even small, imperfect moments matter. In my school textbooks, Japan was described as a proactive nation, a place that always rose stronger after every challenge. That line stayed with me. Later, as an engineering student, I discovered the Japanese philosophy of Kaizen, continuous improvement, and it clicked. From childhood laughter to adult discipline, Japan has always shaped the way I think. That's why I'm building Takumi Twin, which is feeling very personal to me, and it's my way of honoring the country that unknowingly taught me persistence, playfulness, and purpose. And at concluding all these, at its core, Takumi Twin is like a digital twin of the expert. It's not just storing information, it's carrying living expertise forward. And that doesn't stop at office work. Imagine this in medicine, in manufacturing, even in classrooms, every sector, anywhere where experience really matters. What I'm building isn't just a tool for today's onboarding. It's the start of a bigger shift in how human wisdom gets preserved, scaled, and shared. Thank you. This is Sudharshana B signing off.